Everyone stand, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Alderman Abernathy. Alderman Brown.
Here.
Alderman Nelson. Alderman Ruff.
Here.
Alderman Russell. Here. Alderman Choate.
Here.
And Mayor Fair.
Here.
And Stevens.
Okay, I need a motion and a second to approve the agenda.
Motion.
Second. All in favor? All opposed?
Mayor, why is the city clerk auditing up here?
I requested her to take the minutes this evening. AJ, did you get a request from me?
Yeah.
Somebody takes some other arrangements.
Someone else told you not to take the minutes or something?
I haven't been told anything all day.
Okay, I would prefer if you taking the minutes. I've Okay, number 5, discussion of Springwood Apartments, resolution regarding overpayment. Oh, okay. Discussion of Springwood Apartments.
Mayor Fair and the board, I'm just here on behalf of the Springwood Apartments, the first half. As y'all know, Mr. Marty was not the attorney when they had the first open to the public meeting for the Springwood Apartments. It was January 18th, 2017. I have been unable to find either the agenda or any meeting minutes. So I was coming, if any of y'all know or were here at the meeting at that time, and you have anything from January 18th, 2017 in regards to the public hearing, we could use it for his records on our behalf. I do have my notes, but I didn't transcribe them because I was just here as a secondary. So any information you guys got, we could use it. We have over 400 and some 400 plus tickets. We have a copy of all the ones that were condemned. We have information, other information on behalf of them, but we are missing a little bit. So I'm just here to ask y'all. And in your packets is half of the stuff that we have.
These files came up missing out of City Hall
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
again.
But I do have my notes where it says the spring, the public hearing which it was quite a few residents here at that time too. It was January 18, 2017.
I was here.
At that particular time, we gave them a year to get everything in compliance. But now they're saying to Attorney Martin, who was not here at that time, that they haven't been given any time to get things together. And I'm just here so we can set the record straight. That's all.
Didn't we all admit you know this once before?
Town hall meeting in the action stated in January 2017. That is present, so it's been 2 years. It have been 2 years and some months since we've been discussing all the issues that have been going on.
So if y'all have anything, I would appreciate it. Okay? Mr. Winston has the rest of the
They are asking for more time.
I want to jump in here, I was contacted, not for you, I'm not telling you to say or go, I'm just saying I'm going to jump in to answer the question. I have been contacted by their attorney a couple times now, and they're indicating that, obviously they're looking at this hearing coming up, they're indicating they'd like to try and work on some of these things. If we would give them something in particular we want done by a certain day, they will try and do it. I spoke with Mr. Winstead 2 or more times. I'm not sure how many times he and I've actually spoke on the phone. He actually has prepared a list of things that he wants addressed within 10 days. That's in the packet right now. If they'll do that. And then I think you've got another list for within 30 days. Am I correct, Mr. Winstead?
Correct, I
Okay.
prepared one, but I didn't pass it out.
And so my suggestion was that if they're going to be sincere, and they're going to do this, we'll find out. But they obviously know that, they're at the end of the rope now. I would suggest we just push off that final hearing for about 30 days, see if they're good to their word, and if they'll take care of these things that have been listed, then obviously we may be able to continue to work with them to do the rest of the things that need to be done. And Mr. Winstead has focused on what he thinks are the most important safety issues that need to be addressed first.
Yes, I did do that. However, all of you have packets of my findings, including the exterior and interior. It's kind of hard to pick and choose what would supersede something else, because all the violations, that's why they're code violations, because they're life safety or they're just safety items that should have been addressed. For example, we've been doing those inspections since September. I don't know how many smoke detectors on there, but you can look at your list, how many apartments are missing smoke detectors. So, let's say that there's a fire over there or something, in one apartment. How many lives are we putting in jeopardy? I mean, even with the furnaces, the filters are so bad that they're wet, they're waxy, they're muddy. They're not just from dust, they're mud. So that tells me that moisture's coming down through the system some type of a way. Or there's moisture and stuff there. So how do you pick and choose what's more important?
And Mr. Winston didn't give me all 400 tickets at one time. So the tickets were coming in increments, and every time he gave me a set of tickets, I mailed it to the owners. So they've known that these issues have been in effect. And then it's like, okay, if we give them more time, they not only owe Mr. Winston, but they owe the city. So when are they going to be responsible for paying the city, then paying Mr. Winston? Mine came with my hourly rate, but there were days that I worked here at no charge. But all I ask is that the city gets paid before they come up with something else. So when are y'all gonna do that?
Well, before any of the other stuff is considered, they gonna have to pay the fines and whatever's outstanding.
And we discussed that with Mr. Winstead on some expenses. We're going to press to get the money payment because they're good faith that they're going to follow through.
And so we are still gonna have it on the 16th, so the 26th, so the board can listen to what the,
What I recommended is we push that back about 1 month and see if they do these things that have been given to them as the most recent list of things we want done within 10 days. And there's a 30-day list coming. We want to see if they do that. That'll give us an indication whether they're going to follow through. I have not discussed with them the payments. I've not discussed with them everything that's on the list. We just are focusing on here are things that we think can be immediately, to see, encourage them to get that done quickly. So I'm not saying we let them off, I'm just saying we give them a small window, see if the attorney has the ability to actually encourage them to get this done and make it happen. And by that, we'll judge 30 days from now whether they're pulling our leg or whether they're actually following through. But we'll take that up with our next discussion.
And then, we have, residents that live there and used to live there that are calling, and once you guys set the public hearing date, it kind of satisfied them. Now, you're saying, go and tell them that we're not gonna have the hearing, and we're gonna give them another chance.
So in other words, we're gonna prolong it.
So I think, I mean, you should at least hear what they have to say as residents, you know.
Our hearing is set up, that hearing that we've given notice of is for the purpose of condemning the building. So, on the 27th, right?
So we're gonna give them an extension to get some of this stuff fixed, and
If we reschedule the hearing and just see if they are good to their comments, that they're gonna get some of these things. Mr. Winstead is focused on what he thinks are the most important things that might be important for life and safety issues. We're gonna see if we get those done quickly, and then we can work on the rest of the items after that if they follow through. Or we have our hearing.
How many tenants are still in the company? What you say?
I'm not for sure. They've been moving out. No one's been moving in. We have 30 apartments that we know of that people are living there without occupancy permits. So I guess they would have to answer how many tenants they have left out there.
And what about the financial part, since, you know, it's been manpower through the city, why couldn't they discuss that with you to pay your debt to the city already? The courts have been lenient and gave them many extensions in regards of how much is the debt to the city and Mr. Winston?
I think altogether it's like 42,000. No, yeah, close to 42,000.
Those are tickets, right?
No, that's for the inspection.
just the inspection alone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
So-
so were you suggesting that they pay the tickets and then give?
Well,
them-
that's not even, the tickets are on the different, those are, you know, like when people get homes, they have to pay, or they rent something, they have to pay for the inspection. Well, the inspection's $170, 60 goes to Mr. Winston, 110 goes to the city. Well, we inspected 200 and something, and nothing's went to him or us, so.
And I'm agreeable, we need to trust for that, I agree. But what our discussion was, and I've gathered from talking to them, is we first want to look at what are the life safety issues for those residents before we discuss our money. We discuss what we need to do to protect the people who are in that apartment complex.
But the first thing, people are gonna say that we didn't do anything and something happened over that bad.
Let me make sure I understand, if we give them this extension, it's the last extension that we give.
I would anticipate it would be if they don't do it, if they go through and fix everything, obviously no reason to have it. I don't see them doing it next 30 days.
All they have,
Yeah.
we don't consider people's safety.
Mr. Martin,
Yes, Mr.
isn't it the court's responsibility to collect this money? Isn't that beyond the board's jurisdiction to try to collect fines on some of them?
No, this is not fines, these are inspection fees. We're talking about.
These are city
None of
inspections.
these are summonses to court?
No.
These are city inspections.
So you're saying that they owe $12,000 in inspections? They want
More than 12,000.
What
So-
it-
Like when you rent your place, you have to have it inspected before the person can get in there. They haven't paid that.
And I have to pay ahead of time.
Yes.
So how did they get all these inspections without paying any money?
There was a administrative search warrant.
So it was a summons or?
It was mandated because they wouldn't let Mr. Winston go in after we found certain things. So it was an administrative search warrant put out to inspect the places. Then their attorney agreed to go with him to inspect the places and agreed that the Springwood would pay for the inspections because they thought that it was to the best that they know what was wrong with it also. So they agreed.
And also, we were getting anywhere from 5 to 10 complaints daily over there from the residents.
I didn't see how we did all these inspections without asking for the money up front.
Hey, Jay, you got a,
No, I saw a few when people came in to complain that they showed us their lease where the apartments charged them $100 for an inspection.
okay, so the apartment was charging them, that was going to the complex over there.
Right,
So that means that we still didn't get anything.
right.
But they charged the tenant
Yeah, that's what I meant.
to come in for the occupancy. But they still didn't come and get the occupancy. And they didn't pay for the inspection, so. It's just a bunch of, I just want y'all to be aware as a city so y'all know what's all going on, so everybody can be on one accord. That's all I want.
They had to pass inspection to get an occupancy.
Is
Right.
there,
And they were charging $100 for the occupancy permit too down there.
But they wasn't coming up here getting the inspection to
Right.
get the occupancy from the
Right, they were
city.
keeping the money.
They were just moving people in.
so
Yes.
is there gonna be an agreement with them?
Steve?
That, hey, we gonna do this? Or just us?
Yes, what we've done, we
Let's
wrote
just
summonses, on all the ones that they moved in without getting an inspection and occupancy permit. And that was 30-something, I don't remember what the exact number was, but there were 30-something of them. And also, when we were doing the inspections, people that we talked to, that was one of the questions we asked, do you have an occupancy permit? And it's kind of surprising.
That will be collected through the courts.
Through the courts,
On
right.
their summons, on their citations, that'll be collected through the courts. But the city is still
Not
not
paid.
reaping any benefits. And I just want you guys to know what was going on amidst all this. So maybe y'all could get with Mr. Martin and let him know the past things and everything that's going on and what they're asking for again. And I have their, few other people that's involved with them asking me for printouts of everything, all the citations and all that stuff, which I've asked that they do it as a sunshine request because that's a lot of copying and stuff for the city. So I just want you guys to know.
And also, Fannie Mae and their mortgage company is involved in it. They've made several calls to us as well.
So they involved in this too now?
Yes. They've gone out and made inspections themselves, and they've even told me that they agree with the city on the violations and things that we've come up with.
Well, even
And I
while
was even told-
their attorney was walking with him, he agreed on what was going on, but then he goes to Mr. Martin with a totally different story. So I
Actually,
just,
he did acknowledge that there were things that were clearly wrong. He told me he was there and that Mr. Winstead was right. He did include that.
Yeah, my question is, I guess, so have you guys come to some kind of understanding that there's gonna be agreement?
Ultimately, yes.
It's gonna happen.
For the 30 or 10 days?
Ultimately, and right now, what Mr. Winstead and I've talked to him about was we're gonna focus first on the safety issues, things that jeopardize life or that are important to these people right now. We'll take care of those things first, and what might be painting or something like that that may not be a safety issue, we'll address as we go and move into the future. But we're trying to figure out what are the most important things that need to be done now to protect people.
We still have electrical, we have mechanical, such as furnaces. Almost every bathroom in those apartments that have the wall heaters are burned out. We turn them on to check them, and it smelled so bad, it smelled like it was getting ready to burn, catch on fire. So we've had to turn them off. You can see where they've been too hot and all that type of stuff with them. So a lot of the heating units that they have, the heating and the air conditioning units together, they have them in and some of them don't work. And even when they turn the air conditioner on, instead of the water going to the outside and draining, it's coming back to the inside, which is causing moisture inside the apartments and causing floors and things like that to buckle up. New hardwood floors that they put in.
Is it that a government housing?
They do have some Section 8.
Like low income?
They had 70 Section 8
Section 8.
apartments, but from my understanding, I think they're down to like maybe 7 over there are Section 8.
Over 2 years period, because we had talked about all of these same issues. But was they paying before 2017? Was we having the issue of them not coming and get occupancy permits before 2017? I
No.
remember in 16.
They were coming to get occupancy, they were coming to get permits, but they've stopped all that. And now they're not coming to get permits and they got people painting over the mold, so you guys really almost need somebody to stand there and make sure that they doing it properly.
All the tickets that were written, weren't there, court date appearances on there?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're up. Now, when they don't show or the warrants being issued,
Well, they haven't showed, but their attorney has showed up and asked for continuance.
That's what
So
it's-
someone is coming and asking for continuances on that. I just wanted to be on the same court as they're continuing, and so, But yet, there was inspection, there was work done, so.
So, in other words, if we keep continuing this thing and they don't fix it, if we agree to this and they don't fix it, some of these things in a certain amount of time, we're done with it.
I just wanted y'all to be on the same court.
Mr. Winston?
Yes, that's why we did that 10-day, 30-day, and 60-day. But we did a 10-day as, I guess it'd be as a test to see if they're gonna follow through with it. And then the 30-day on the heating units to see if they're gonna follow through with it and get them done. I mean, because they have, it's not just 1 or 2 apartments, it's several apartments that have issues with their heating systems.
So, in this agreement, can we put in that if it's not done in the 30 days, then all bets off, we just shut them down?
Well, the expectation now, I think we're just asking if you have no objections. We're going to reschedule this meeting about 30 days or so out and see if they follow through or not. And if they don't follow through, we're going to have this hearing. If they do follow through and start making these repairs, we may be coming back and saying, hey, we've worked things out and we may be foregoing the hearing if they're showing good faith. But right now, we're just indicating we're still going to do a hearing, but we're going to push it back enough to see if in good faith they do these safety things to protect the residents.
so clearly they talking about just doing a little work in a certain section, right?
Mr. Winstead has a long list.
You should have it in your
You guys
packet.
should have the same list.
Everybody has that in their package.
Yes, sir.
That-
That needs to go on.
It needs to go to our discussion, I agree, but we haven't had a discussion yet, because our first discussion was what was important for life and safety issues that we need to address first. And that's what Mr. Winstead has taken up first. I agree, we're not letting anything go. There's,
Just like how they asked them for implement some time to do this, that, and the other, they need to come in front of the board at each time of that time period and report or give some type of report, what have been completed.
that's a point, we could make them have mandate a meeting with Mr. Winston, or you want to hear the board, or
Or
Mr.
Mr.
Winston?
Winston or Mr.
Yes.
Winston.
Well, it would be
I would
fine to
do-
do it with Winston, that way he can report back to us.
I'll go and do the re-inspections.
That's a point, we should make that part of it as well.
I'll go and do the re-inspections, but the thing that I don't want to do, I don't want them to say, okay, we got this building done, will you come and check it? If they got all of them done, then I got the list, I can just go through, take my time, it'll take me 2 or 3 days to go through and check all of them. I can do that.
And
But if
then
they
there's
just,
more expense.
But then, thank you.
Yes, there's
But
more
then there we go,
expensive.
the inspections is steady going up, so. I just want y'all to be aware. Okay, y'all have a good evening.
So are we still doing the inspections without getting the money first?
No,
That's what I'm talking
no,
about.
this is,
Somewhere down the line, the city needs to get paid.
right. This was an administrative search warrant.
They're gonna have to pay.
Well, Mr. Martin, doesn't our judge have the authority?
Excuse me?
Doesn't our judge have the authority to collect?
Not for the inspection fee, no. We would have, they collect the fines for the violation of the ordinance.
But I think they said she issued an administrative search warrant,
Right.
so she's obviously involved.
And to the extent that it's involved in that regards and it's a court matter, yes. The normal inspection fees are paid by someone outside the court to this side, Division of Government, Judicial.
Ahead of time.
Yeah, it should be paid ahead of time, which apparently hasn't been happening.
And why should we wait any longer? I was
Exactly.
asking for the financial part to be paid, not only to just the city, but building this, code enforcement too.
So, so are you saying the city needs to file a civil suit against them?
For that type of matter, yes, we would have to do it as a civil suit, because that's our way to collect money.
Would that be what we need to
If that's the board wants to go ahead and do that,
start the suit to get the money?
I'd be willing to do that, but I will comment that if these people are showing good faith and going to do this, Mr. Winstead did point out to me that money was owed, and that's going to be part of our discussion as we go down this track of making these repairs. So what I'm saying is we have increment, I'm sorry, go ahead, Russ, I'm sorry.
Can we have some response?
Yes,
in
ma'am.
the 10 days implement concerning the finance?
I can ask him to get us back 10 days, tell us what we're going to do with that, but yes, you're right, we can do that.
But the city has been showing them good faith.
Yes, sir.
I would think that that would be part of the 10-day thing.
Right.
Yeah, that should be the upfront piece.
All right,
To say, hey, we for real, and.
I'll call them and point out that as part of this process, we want to see some resolution of that.
Yes, exactly.
I think Mr. Martin should be able to say that the board is prepared to file a civil suit if you don't pay, and that he's pulled the board and he has the 100% backing of all the board members to collect the money.
Okay. You got it.
Are you Bill Ray?
Sorry?
Are you Bill Ray?
I'm Bill Ray, yes.
Are you representing the apartments?
Yeah, well, I'm here largely as a
You want to come up?
bystander. I don't know if there's necessarily need to come up.
Yes, please.
Well, I'm not sure exactly what I can contribute at this point. I'm here largely as a bystander. I'm here representing TH, really to get us to a point where hopefully we can do the things that are right in order to get this property up to standard for the community. I think beyond that, really not attributed at this point. I've been brought in the last week, so I'm still playing catch up to a certain extent. So I'm trying to make sure that I understand what are the needs, what we need to do, and what I can do to make sure that their feet are held to the fire in order to make sure that this property is right for the citizens of this community.
If I may, who is Bill Ray?
Are you an attorney?
The board can ask who is Bill Ray?
This is close to the public.
No, it's not.
Wow.
I was asking a question, are you an attorney?
I am not an attorney.
Okay,
So this is a special meeting.
do you have the authority to negotiate, pay these fines?
I do not have that authority at this point. This is, like I said, I mean, I was called up, I had no.
Excuse me, board, if it's not open to the public, why is Bill Ray there?
Show us,
Well, here's the thing. What I care about is the community that.
What's your position with your
I do not have necessarily a position. What I'm doing is helping them navigate these waters. What they have not done well, and we all know this, is they have not dealt well with the city of Delaware.
So we
That's
can
what
give
they
you
have
some
not done
information
well.
to tell it back to them.
I'm sorry?
We can give you some information to tell it back to them.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm saying.
My intention no, and keep in mind, I had no interest in necessarily coming up here, but my intention is to be a go-between that can help make sure that the things that need to be done for this property in order to make it right for the city of Belbridge get done. Understand this, I care about our community. I care that people have nice, safe, healthy housing to live in. These are things I care about. So I'm not gonna allow them to compromise my integrity.
You started telling us that you're not involved.
So,
Well, no, I'm consulting them to help them be able to have and create a better relationship with the community, and in order to make sure that the property is brought up to standard for this community. That is what
you pay a consultant?
Yes.
So you're not an employee of the owner?
I am not.
He is just hiring you as a consultant, basically a PR person to,
I am not a PR.
well, what is your
Give
role
them your
exactly?
credentials, give them your credentials like you cover.
Are you a partner?
I'm sorry?
Are you a partner?
I am not a partner.
AJ,
Okay, thank you.
hold on a minute, AJ got something to say.
I don't understand.
I'm just gonna end you right now. You came into City Hall and you mentioned to me how you were their representative because they didn't know how to talk to anybody in the office. And it was me and another clerk in the office. And you said because you were talking because they didn't know how to talk to us.
That's right. No, I said.
No. You said it. You said it,
Wow.
okay?
Okay, this conversation just
That's
ended.
it.
Now, I said people in our community.
You said, you stuck your finger to your hand and said us,
I did.
and I'm half of them.
I did not.
Yeah, you did. Because the other clerk was in there.
Let's end this conversation on that note.
All right, thank you, sir.
So, I'm going to resolve is unless the board is adamantly opposed, we're going to reschedule this hearing, see if they follow through on this. I will discuss, and I'm sure Mr. Ray, I guess, is going to follow through with them and tell them what we talked about tonight, and we will have some stuff. Oh, yes, ma'am. Oh, yes, ma'am. I don't know if I'll get with it 10 days. Well, I'll get us an answer within 10, for sure. But within the 10, we want to see actual repairs made to those facilities.
But the problem I'm having with it, I'm having with this, we have showed all kinds of good faith, and they haven't moved on they haven't lived up to their part of it. Now, even if they get this extension again, and this look like where it's going into another extension, are giving them more time. And,
Attorney with them or with, against them?
so that's what I'm,
Yeah, I'm beginning to think that. Sorry.
I would think since this is a matter of public safety that we could spare a few minutes for any citizen who has something to contribute to the discussion.
Not on the agenda.
Oh, my goodness. Mr. Toby, are you making a motion for open
I mean,
space public?
really citizens come here and we're talking about people who are living in extremely unsafe conditions and somebody may have some information that citizens are not allowed to contribute.
I don't see how one.
Well, if they live in apartments, I would say yes.
Well, how do you know where they live?
Do anybody here live in those apartments?
But I live in Belridge.
Yeah,
I live in Belridge.
So,
I'm a citizen in Belridge.
that's good. That's great.
Because there is no open to the public.
Yes, you got around, that's good.
Which is a disgrace.
Can we move on?
okay.
Where's the chief at? Why is the chief not at the meeting? The mayor? Do you know why the chief's not?
I don't have a clue.
Does anybody on the board know?
He was over there. The chief, he was over there.
So check that word. Check that thing.
Okay.
I would think that he should report to the mayor, and the mayor should decide when he's not at the meeting or is at the meeting. Did somebody on the board tell him to leave?
Listen, The chief doesn't have anything to do with this.
Well, certainly does. He said,
The chief has absolutely nothing.
Okay,
people are committing criminal acts in the apartment, and there's an administrative search warrant, certainly the police can do that.
We have a
What's
gentleman.
that?
Okay, well, let's move on then.
We have a gentleman.
It's a search warrant issued by a court, by a judge, to search the property, and it's done by, is similar to all other search warrants, but it's requested by the city as opposed to a criminal warrant you might think of as a prosecuting attorney or someone requesting to,
Okay, number 6, resolution regarding open
So did we,
city work,
did we decide
city input.
about what?
Everybody keep out and move on. So,
You running.
we should give them the 30 days and, you know, show
No,
them.
no.
We gave him 2 years.
Yeah, I know.
Man.
How much did it cost to put out the notice?
So we did the motion, we split off for discussion. So that you were aware of this, that I talked about it, I wanted to make sure you were aware that I think they're off. And so we're doing, but if the board does not want us to do it, we can keep on track. But right now, that was what I was recommending because of the fact that we've got some things here, there are safety issues that they're agreeing that they'll do those first.
So they got 10 days to do those safety.
Yes, sir.
Ain't a whole lot you can do in 10 days.
10 days ain't gonna happen.
They haven't done it in 2 weeks. How they gonna do it in?
I'll send you a memo within the week. I'll contact the attorney tomorrow and look this up. I will ask him about that as well. Mr. Winstead's raised that as well. It's not a new issue.
So we're gonna agree to give them the 6,
To give them what?
an extension
We schedule this hearing 30 days out.
and 30 days out.
I would have the question, posing Mr. Martin, what authority does the board have at this hearing? Does the board have authority to take any action, and what actions is it authorized to do?
It is by your ordinance, the action of of the building commissioner. He makes the decision, he sets the hearings, but we want to be sure that you knew that we had these discussions, what was going on. So it's on your agenda as a discussion item, not that we need approval or disapproval. We're just telling you, and if, as employees of the city, if you tell us that you're just, we're not going to give any more time, we're not going to work with them, that's perfectly fine. But we're telling you that we've had these discussions and we think this would work for the benefit of the residents of those particular apartments to address the smoke alarms, to address some of these issues of deal with safety.
And that Mr. Winston agrees with this?
Do I agree? I agree that the apartment complex is full of code violations.
Think they can fix it?
I think
in 10
it's up,
days?
well, for smoke detectors, they should be able to put smoke detectors in 10 days.
But that's not gonna fix the problem.
No, but then they have 30 days on the heating units, on the furnaces.
Is there anybody who's doing the microphone?
That's why
I didn't realize it, that's why nobody was doing it.
they need to show some good faith on their end.
Yeah, but I don't have a code.
Okay. Well, if you can contact them tomorrow and get back with
Get in that room.
us, as long as you,
Well, still, my question is, say we have this hearing next Tuesday, what action can the board legally take at that hearing?
The board does not.
The building.
The building commissioner does.
Okay, so basically, the meetings for the building commissioner, we're just here to attend.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
okay.
Well, but then I think, but the building commissioner's input is, would have the most weight here.
Well, the only thing that I can say, when we have the hearing from the tenants, people that are actually living in those conditions, and getting the story all the way around, and, going from there and make a determination from there. But as far as the buildings goes, everything that's outdated, broken, or is simply not, you know, feasible to repair, you know, stuff needing to be replaced. My suggestion was, after I got finished with the inspections, that the apartment complex cease business until such time that they bring the buildings up to code.
Amen.
Well, it sounds like we're gonna stay on track. We can talk to the guy.
I will, and
Talk to the guy.
and if he doesn't respond to me within the
Still on track.
Well, how much time are you gonna give him to respond?
I'm gonna tell him we have to resolve it within the week, and the other issues on the safety that, for smoke alarms that starts have to be done within that 10 days. And I haven't seen the 30-day list, but those have to be done too. So I will address it with them, and I will give you a middle back. It will also include discussion of the fact that they have not paid for their inspections.
How does it sound to, bring all the monies owed up to date, all the tickets paid up to date, and then grant them the 30 days? Bring all the monies up to date, and then you can get your 30 days.
The tickets are separate. They're with the courts. They wouldn't have anything to do with us right here.
We're not even talking about the, court, 'cause I don't know, when she said for March was
March 20th.
March 20.
So that part of it's already in court. That's different from what we're doing here.
So just bring all the other monies up to date, then
Right.
give them 30 days.
If we gave them 30 days, if you hear back from them, that would be after the time period of the court.
Correct. It would still have, our hearing would occur after the court date.
So in other words, we have to give them a new court date.
No, the court date's separate from us. That's a totally different matter. Yeah, okay. All right. This is a matter to determine whether or not to condemn the building itself.
Okay, so.
Now, I think we have a choice. If we have the hearing, we can always put it under advisement and make a decision at a later date.
But you don't leave it there.
That's, you know, those are just some of the options that I think that we would have. Or, you know, we can make a decision that night. But I wanted to bring it to the board, just like the attorney did, so that we're not, fighting amongst ourselves because of things that are being done.
Well, what I said, we keep moving forward to the hearing.
So we're gonna discuss what we're gonna do here, and everybody is agreeing to give them the 10 days to see if they're gonna,
What we got?
because they're gonna be held accountable.
What if somebody, if we're supposed to be aldermen, we're supposed to be taking care of the village and care about the people. And what if somebody gets hurt in that period of time? We keep giving these people extensions and extensions and extensions and extensions. What if some little kid gets hurt or some elderly person falls down a rickety ass steps over there? I mean, isn't it time to draw the line somewhere?
Well, we moving toward the hearing now.
Oh, my God. What did he say? Can't hear you. Can you talk into the microphone?
I said, we moving toward the hearing that's already scheduled,
It ain't even on.
for the residents.
Can you turn them on, Karen?
I don't have a code.
The chief does.
Is there anybody who turned the
Because the
microphone
residents
on?
get the opportunity to come in and express themselves.
Who's got the code to turn them on?
Okay,
They
well,
had to be, the microphones had to be turned off because there's a shortage in one of the microphones that results in the people not being able to hear what you got to say. So the microphones had to be cut off. You're just gonna have to speak up so they can get it fixed. We were up here working with that today. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to speak up because the microphones have a shortage in it. We don't know which one it is yet. We were trying to figure out which one it was so that we could try to hurry up and get it fixed. But we weren't able to do it before the board meeting. That's why the microphones are the way that they are. And I apologize. That should have been something that should have been said at the beginning of the board.
Exactly. Okay. Okay, well, let's move on there.
But we didn't hear what he said.
Okay, number 6, resolution regarding overpayment to city employees.
Can I ask who put this on the agenda? I mean, that this just didn't appear out of the air. Who put this on the agenda? Nobody knows how this got on the agenda?
It's still used in my.
Well, it doesn't sound like it should be on the agenda if nobody requested it.
Does it matter who put it on?
Oh, sure, somebody has it.
The discussion is toward, in regards of the overpayment to the city employees because it was not done correctly. It just known that the raises was given and wasn't presented to the board.
So you asked it to be put on the agenda?
Who okayed the raises? Who interviewed for the raises?
You don't interview for a raise.
Who did the raises without bringing it to the board first?
AJ, you want to speak on that? How that came about?
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I recommend we go into closed session to discuss.
We can't do that because that's not the statute that is on the agenda. The statute for closed meeting that's on the agenda does not allow that kind of discussion and this is taxpayers' dollars. Everybody in this room has the right to know what happened if something's going on with the money. That's not a secret meeting. Everybody in here has the right to know.
Okay, so who evaluated for the raises without coming
I
before the
was
board?
about to get into that.
Okay.
Let's hear the clerk's report.
Tell it all.
Okay, first of all,
Rounds approval.
I monitor the paychecks just as much as the other person that has the authority to do paychecks on the system, payroll, time, and all that. Okay?
Who's the other person?
I didn't hear what you said.
No, but you said the other person.
I say who the other person is.
Okay.
I monitor paychecks just as much as Chief Harris does. I do the same thing, okay? How that came about is when after the budget got approved, me not knowing, people coming to me from, Public Works, the court clerks downstairs, not her, but the other clerks, they want to know when they gonna get their raise. Me not knowing the process, I monitor the paychecks, just like he do. When I saw that he got a raise, and somebody else did,
Who got the raise? Who was he?
Mark,
He just got a raise?
I guess. I noticed his pay change, put it like that. Okay? When I noticed that, in my mind, I'm thinking like, well, damn. When somebody gonna tell me? Because I come into this position, nobody is helping me do nothing. I'm learning this mess on my own, and I'm going out to different city halls, asking different city clerks on how to do stuff. I am a researcher at heart, okay? When I noticed it was done,
So
even though his contract, he wanted it to start January the 1st, he did his for the last pay of December to start to go on January 3rd paycheck. So in my mind, when I saw that, I'm like, well, dang, I felt bad because from my understanding, they ain't had a raise in a couple years. Okay?
They just got a raise.
Who did?
I didn't get no raise.
Yes,
Arthur got a $1 raise last November when I was out with my knee.
Did you
Nobody
raise
told
your-
me nothing, nobody even asked me my opinion.
Who gave that
About it.
authorization? Given a raise.
Okay.
I know Doug been asking for a raise for the long.
For 5 years.
Right.
We put it in the budget for the last 5 years and we haven't
And it was
got a
approved, the
raise.
budget was approved, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so with that being said, I called Paychex. And no, I went on Paychex and they got forms and stuff that you can fill out. I found where it said rate change, whatever. I printed it off. And I emailed Dana in payroll, the payroll specialist. And I said, and I got an email showing me communicating with her. I said, hey, we're in the process of, doing raises. I say, but I don't know how to do this, but can I get the forms filled out and signed? Now, to my knowledge, I didn't know that this was supposed to come before the board because nobody is telling me or helping me do anything, okay? So I went about, I did that. I called each one of them into the, me and Kerry worked on his people, and we talked about everybody else, what you think you deserve. But I also let them know, since I'm new, and I don't see any, what is it called when you, like, monitor how they do a progress, like how they progress, yeah. Right. So I told him, I said, but next time, we're gonna have to start doing
Progress report.
to see how these people, right.
Yeah.
Okay, so when we did that, I called the mayor, we talked, we went through each paperwork. He signed it. I sent the paperwork to Paychex. Then I emailed her and said, can you do this? Because I don't want nobody saying that I gave myself a raise. But obviously, before anybody came to me and asked me what I did, I've been humiliated, disrespected, and just, I don't understand it. And I have asked board members on the board, hey, what happened, what I do? If I did something, come to me in the real world where I come from. When you get in trouble, they talk to you. They don't put you on front street like you a criminal. I'm 50 years old.
But you ain't come to none of the board members and inquire before the raise.
Because I didn't know the process, Ms. Nelson. I didn't know the process.
Come to the board to ask about the process, AJ.
Well, regardless of the fact, it's a lot of stuff that I don't come to y'all and ask because sometimes y'all say, even when we come in these meetings, y'all don't know some things and y'all say we'll research. I don't get help on researching nothing.
Then you say you brought it to the mayor?
I talked to the mayor
Okay.
because wait a minute, let me ask you this. Let me ask this. When you all say that the salary should be brought to the board, okay? Before the board. Is that just for public works, city hall, and the court? Or is that for across the board?
It should be across the board.
Okay, well, I didn't do that. I didn't know. But have he brought it across the board? Because as long as I've been here, I ain't had not one meeting saying a pay raise for the police department was on the thing. And I went back through all the minutes on my own in January, and I have not seen anything talking about a raise.
You didn't see anything in the minutes with property about the pay raise for, police?
Okay, and that was approved, right? But that wasn't a process. You saying for them to come to the board.
You've been here only 10 months.
Right. I've been here on the
Been
10 months.
here a year.
That's correct.
So it was discussed with you, what you would get when they interviewed you and when you took the job and what your pay would be.
Exactly. But
We
however,
don't give raises like every 10 months. They usually be evaluated and you get
But, okay.
receive a raise at the end of the year.
have you all been evaluating anybody on the thing? Because, I mean, any paperwork?
Arthur
We haven't
receives
got
the
one.
raise, you receive the raise. It might be going on 2 years or a year and a half, but public work received a raise.
Oh, no.
Yes.
No, we didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, we haven't. It's been put in the budget for the last 5,
Well,
and we have not got one. Last time I got a raise is when they gave me Public Works Director.
I second the raise.
well, I got paperwork to show what I did, and I admit when I'm wrong and I didn't know.
I second
So,
the raise.
When we
But
talk,
did the mayor, did you authorize the pay raises?
Yes,
Did the chief go to the board?
You authorized pay raises for the administration and the public works?
Yes.
Did you authorize any raises for any police officers?
No, didn't know anything about it.
Did somebody on the board authorize raises for the police officers?
Yes, it was approved in Prop P.
Okay, so what, when we did the budget,
And we discussed it, and that was before your time.
Prop C.
In Prop P, proposition.
can I ask you a question?
It
When we did the
We
budget,
have to vote, it's been first, it's been
Let
second.
her finish.
Oh, my God.
Go ahead, AJ.
when we did the budget, and,
Oh, yeah, it randomly gives police officers raise without the board overseeing it, that's what Prop C says. We're voting that police officers give themselves a raise without the mayor, the alderman, or the city clerk, no, that's what it says, right?
First of all,
I mean, come on, how stupid do you think we are?
first of
Can
all,
we get a vote?
we have to be sure
Get
that.
a motion and a second, then we vote.
No, look at a double standard here. That's what we have.
I mean, she's saying he got a raise.
Cindy, what you asked.
With the mayor's
but did y'all
authorization.
know? Did you know?
Oh,
You,
that we-
did you know that happened?
well,
Yeah, you did.
we got to find out.
Yes or no?
I didn't know.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
Wait a second here. Are you saying that the chief of, well, stop.
I didn't know, just like I didn't know y'all got raises. See? So we have to see if the chief got a raise or not.
Okay.
And going back to Friday,
Come on,
when we had a
man.
Why did we
conversation.
elect you people up there?
You,
You gonna be able to elect somebody else in April.
Oh,
This is
thank
not an open to the public, man.
you told me you didn't.
Mayor, I'd like to have a question after all of this.
You asked me, should I give myself a raise?
Okay, so we can move on.
Not
You
this.
can't
Need
speak
a
for
vote,
it.
please.
Not
You gotta
this.
vote.
No, I said, as long as you didn't give anybody
And
any
I did
raise.
not. I went to the mayor and we sat down and talked, so I didn't give myself a raise. I
I'm not talking,
asked.
I didn't talk, I wasn't talking about you specifically. I said, did you give anybody any raise? You said, no. You
No,
don't
me
have
and Karen,
access
we
to
worked
the
on
system.
it. We worked on it. Yeah, and we worked on
The
it.
mayor authorized it.
Well, the mayor's not, the mayor
So does,
is not here.
But the chief
does everybody think it's okay that the chief can give himself a raise and not tell the mayor, let me finish, Robert, can I please finish?
One person
And
talked.
does anybody think, everybody think it's okay for the chief to give himself a raise without checking with the mayor or one board member that he has sole authority to determine his pay? And the officer's pay.
First and second.
No business in America or city,
Can you poll?
nobody functions like that.
Can you poll the board?
Where's the chief at? Well, we can ask
We
him.
have to verify that. See?
Yeah, well, he's not here.
I'm with you. He
Okay.
don't have the right to do
He
that.
don't have any supervision. He just skips the meeting without telling the mayor, just like he gives himself any kind of pay raise or anything else.
Okay, I got a motion and a second.
Can we vote?
For what?
Wait a minute, who did the motion?
Yeah, what are you voting?
What is it for?
What are we, the resolution?
Hey, let me ask the attorney a question. Is this legal to take pay away from people when it was approved by the mayor?
The mayor did not have authority to give pre-approval that's set by the budget, which is done by the board. So
Okay.
it was not approved by the city.
Okay, so that would mean the chief of police doesn't have
We're
authority
talking
to
about
say
the
that.
employees right now.
Is that not true? Yes or no?
I'm agreeing, if you read that ordinance, it says all employees. It doesn't just identify.
Okay, so the chief of
I agree
police,
with
if the mayor was in violation, so was the chief.
Okay,
Can we vote, poll the board?
I agree with you. If the chief gave me something to
First
pay,
of all, they're already against this.
Poll the board, please.
Who did the motion?
I think somebody should check with the Department of Labor, because I think this is illegal to take
I
money
say
back from
we-
the employee.
can we-
Well, here's the chief, let's ask
Can
him.
I address the board? Sorry, I was out working a wreck on the highway. We just got a couple stolen guns and stuff. If you remember, in December, first of all, I did give myself a raise. Sure did. You guys approved it.
Yes, we did.
I came to this meeting in December of 2018 and I said, here's my budget. It is $763,000. It includes a merit raise from $0 to $1 for the policemen. We called every one of these policemen in And they each got an evaluation, and that's how their evaluation, or their raises were assigned. So the stories you're hearing, I'm sorry, you know what happened. My probationary employees did not get a raise
AJ.
until they were off probation.
AJ,
End of story.
Okay, so he said, one of them said it was in Proposition something. Proposition P. You're
Incorrect.
saying, okay.
The raise is factored into the budget.
Okay, I understand that.
It's in the budget.
And if yours was in the budget, somebody up here said it was Proposition P, and it was done Proposition P. Wait, let me
The
finish.
reason that
But-
we decided to give the raise because we knew we was gonna start getting property money.
Correct.
And we knew that that's the reason why we decided to give the police the raise. Like I
But
said,
he said it was
it's
in
been
the
a
budget.
motion.
And that's how I
and a
felt.
second, and we move forward to vote.
No.
We have $67,000 of property money that is not allocated for, meaning it's not spent. If we have to use it for raises, I told you it was available for raises.
Yes, we
Right now, we did not give anybody a $1 an hour raise. The highest raise that was given was 83 cents. I have 3 probationary patrolmen, Greg, Zachary Chadwick, and Keaton Strong, who's standing right there, that did not get a raise until they were off probation. We do not give probationary employees raises. We do not send probationary employees to training. We don't do it. So, I don't know what nonsense was being discussed when I'm out on the highway working a wreck, but it's, look at the minutes. If they're done, look at the minutes.
So how big a raise did you give yourself?
Whatever the contract said. The contract that was approved.
Talk about raises.
So-
I work for,
So what-
half of my
what's it
pay
say?
comes from the
Well, I'll tell you,
city.
when was
Everybody
this
on the city
supposed
side got a
contract
raise,
adopted?
but me. So I find it discriminatory that I can get one, but I can hold the city down.
Is there some water?
Okay,
So-
let's move on this.
So when do you think
Okay, well,
this contract might have gone into effect?
The time that I put the raise in was January 1st because the board approved the contract. And then, as me and the attorney discussed, we failed to bring the ordinance up, and then we didn't have the 4 votes.
That's not true. That contract wasn't approved by January 1st.
It was after January 1st. That's what I just said. I went back and changed it. The contract was approved. Listen, the contract was approved. If you have minutes done, like the second week of January, I went back and made it retroactive because the date on the contract is January 1. For myself, Martin, all those guys. I mean, it's right there.
So can you call the board?
So how
We
big
did
a
a
raise?
motion in the first, but you
Chief,
call the board.
hold on, so how big a raise did you give yourself?
I went from 28.76 to 29.62.
And how much is that?
I don't know, buck and a quarter, buck 38, whatever.
That's what you're saying?
3% is what it says.
That's the amount of raise you gave yourself?
Correct. 3%.
Okay.
The contract.
I got the motion from Alderman Nelson and the second from Alderman Russell. Wilmer Abernathy? I'm sorry, I couldn't
What are
hear
you voting on?
To make all the employees give back their raises.
She said no.
Do we know how much and all of that good stuff?
Thank you.
Like,
it'd be
you
one
have an
of those.
amount?
Alderman Brown?
Yes.
She would have taken the money back to them.
Oh,
Thank you.
one more question. So, do we need to be taken back down to our regular, to the pay that we had before? Is that what y'all saying? So it's taken back, but they said we gotta pay out the next paycheck.
The money that you made.
Alderman Nelson?
Yes.
Alderman Ruff?
Yes.
Alderman Russell?
Yes.
Alderman Cho?
No. You realize you guys just voted to make everybody, including the police officer, get their raise back.
No, we didn't. No, we
Yes, you
didn't.
did.
No, we didn't.
We know,
Read the motion again.
the attorney
What is
said,
the number to the resolution? What is it?
Did you finish the roll call vote?
Yes, we did. Yes.
Board, was I correct in saying the police officer's raise was approved? at the budget meeting.
Yes.
Okay, well, let me know if I need to take their money back. I mean,
They just voted to do that.
policemen don't, they're out working a wreck on the highway. They don't want to play games. They don't want to play games.
It did pass.
Thank you. Because can we, motion to move into close, open
I mean,
session?
Resolution number is 2019-A.
Can we motion to close open session and go into closed session?
I have a question about the closed meeting on the agenda.
Hold on a second, let's get this. So what's the business on that again, bill number what?
There's a bill already.
Yeah, you submitted the ordinance.
Oh, resolution.
Resolution is 2019-A.
Apple or
Okay, I want to discuss this before we vote on the closed session. The statute that is referenced is.
You know what, you should apply to be the attorney. Can we motion to
No,
close?
Mayor,
To go into close, to close
Mayor,
open session.
can I have
go
the
into closed
Yeah,
session.
let's go ahead, please.
The state statute is for hiring, firing, discipline, or promoting. Mr. Mayor, are you aware of any employee that needs to be hired, fired, or disciplined, or promoted?
No, I do not.
It's the
Who
motion.
put this on the agenda?
Okay, I second that motion on it.
No, you know what? This is
Motion was to
another.
go into closed session, close the open session,
You four
go
members
into closed session.
violated the sunshine law and discussed all this ahead of time and had this whole thing premeditated.
No, you're the one.
You know, the Attorney General already still has an open suit against you guys.
Yeah, and you on the board and he gonna have one against you. Can we vote to go into closed session?
It was already voted.
Already voted.
It's not spelled correctly.
Yeah.
Do we have a motion?
Yes, and a second.
Vote on personnel.
Karen made the motion, I second.
Now can we get the vote?
The agenda is incorrect. Somebody please stop them. Please, somebody stop them.
Alderman Abernathy?
It's wrong.
We still having a hearing?
Go to closed
Closed
session.
session.
What Mr. Tobin said, is that correct?
I said that this is another setup by the four board members because we have no idea, the mayor has no idea about hiring, firing, disciplining, or promoting a person. Only the four people
always
who
talk
are each other on the phone and bring the vote ahead of time. No, just the last time we did, that's what you guys did.
She said no.
No. Alderman Brown?
Closed session?
Yes.
Yes.
Alderman Nelson?
Yes.
Alderman Ruff?
Yes.
Alderman Russell?
Yes.
Alderman Toth?
No.
Passed 4-2.
You guys are.
Cheeky like that.
It's okay to give somebody else.
Yeah, the mayor can't even know what this tragic personnel thing is. You can't tell the mayor ahead of time?
No.
I mean, really?
I don't know anything. No, you guys don't tell me anything.
Yeah.
I think Karen It's been on that long, probably.
It's already been decided. More people are gonna vote, and it's already been decided.
You don't wanna let the city know how much money I've got.
It's supposed to be in the special allocation fund, like the attorney said, but we left it as a general fund and spent it all, but nobody cares. You know? Yeah. I mean, that's why there's an attorney general and that's to take care of it.
Oh, shit, I'm about fell now. Hey, Brian, what you doing with them books? What you doing? I put it in there. I asked you for your email and it popped up. When I put your name in there, it's not.
Have you guys coming back out to close me? Huh? What? You coming back out to close me?
Well, send it to me.
You guys can stay until we leave.
You guys don't have to leave.
Okay, all right. I'll send that to you. Because that's in the
At least.
And what's your name? Yeah, we don't know.
It's a disservice.
Yeah,
Oh, that's scary.
he's in the building.
And I don't know you. I know you now.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't know you. Is that wild? You call yourself a policeman.
Hey, we all are detectives in our own state.
Okay.
He may be downstairs.
Okay, I'll go down and
He
get,
finally gave him right back.
but the thing's still stolen, right?
Still stolen? Yeah, it's stolen from the company reserve. It's not even worse. It's like one of those signs that freaking lays on in front of it. It's a 32. It's a Taurus.
You know, we had a whole bunch here. We got one of those.
Hell, I don't know if I should turn it off or keep it on.
Keep it up.
Just getting ready to hit the bed.
Where?
These people are so well, please, you're not having that's none of your business. Time to stop this. Hey, Jack. Jackie Shooter got here and her ass got you. How come you're not talking to this back there?
I don't know.
Is Jackie in there?
No, okay.
Oh, okay.
Why?
I was wondering because I didn't see,
me.
no, I didn't see AJ in there. AJ didn't go in there.
Yes, you are. Don't
Wait a
say
minute.
Tell the truth. You will dance. I know I'll say it. You can't say it. Say it. Yes, he will. That's the truth. Yes, he will.
Yeah.
So when y'all do, it don't hurt like it used to.
Ain't nobody talking about you. It ain't that special. What you talking about?
What?
So they're paying on them whatever. Came back to it.
They gonna take you to the
Just for
City Hall,
So,
well,
this is
City
it.
Hall, yeah.
So on April 6th, when Rachel promoted him to chief of police, did she do a thing that said what his rate of pay was?
It
No.
still has to be voted on.
I know, that's what
I told her,
they didn't
nobody
discuss
approved
it.
that either. Mark got it.
Show us that.
Him, the guy who okayed that, but that was okay.
City has to be notified as to what the resolution of the was. The city is not being notified.
Being that they got the raise, the mayor approved it, now they're taking it back
What?
because it wasn't done properly.
What?
Yeah, I think Gary's gonna sue, I think she's gonna sue. Even though what it was right, they can stop it, but you have to pay that.
I had to check with the officer because what engagement It's a shame they got to pay that money back.
How long is that raise been there?
How come people don't talk to each other?
AJ, how long has that raise been there? For you
You got
and
problems.
Gary?
Just 2 paychecks.
Two
This is the
paychecks?
next one coming up.
Well, they drastically up this amount. That's a shame. Wade Carey was saying it was in the budget.
It is in the budget, and that's why I said I'm owning to my mistakes, because ain't nobody telling me. I'm learning them all.
Right. Well, nobody knows what they're doing anyway.
Right, but
They give you- you don't got
then,
nobody
at
to
least I got a
take.
paper trail of what I did.
Right.
You don't have it.
Dion had a paper trail too, but that didn't work well. Of course, she probably left it on the desk.
I mean, yeah, because that's how new job, coming into a new job, it just was a mess.
Oh, yeah, yeah. There's no doubt.
And I feel like I did a good job. I asked for a raise too.
Like Chris said, he is getting ready. Who authorized our trade in October? Who authorized our trade tonight?
They said, the mayor, the,
It's okay for
I
her
think
to
it's
do
like,
that.
Carrie was out.
He was the mayor. That was just this last October.
Just like you post a regular meeting, if
For
he meeting,
I think so.
you can post it like you do in
I thought he said that when he was out for his knee, it was 17.
Or was it
The other
17?
mayor gave him a raise.
Maybe you do,
Gave
you?
Arthur the-
So it's okay for that mayor to do it, but not this.
They don't have to take in, but they do have to provide a bond.
Yeah, you would, I don't feel safer.
I don't blame you. Totally understand that.
Okay, did you order those? Okay, thank you.
My mom was an attorney, so that's how I yeah, my mom was an attorney.
Was she really?
Retired, she almost 8 years old now.
She still got
Open the open session. This, yes, sir. So
right there. We just need a motion to close that open session.
We got motion to close.
Yeah. Now, that was the second vote. Now, this vote is whether we continue this meeting or close this meeting.
Yeah, Russ, explain to the attorney what to do.
This is what you normally do when you did have a closed session. This is what you do.
You're talking about the blind.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
I need a motion and a second to adjourn.
I have one question.
Motion to adjourn.
Can I ask a question first? Can I ask a question first, Mayor?
Yeah, go ahead.
Mr. Martin, what state agency, like maybe the attorney, who is in charge of administering the Whistleblower Act? To give people job protection when they tell about things going on illegal in their job? Who's in charge of enforcing that? Can you answer that?
Talk about that offline.
No, the public needs to know. The public needs to know who enforces that law. And that law was written to protect people who, when they see this harness.
answer that.
There's a state and federal whistleblower law, you can file suits under it.
So the state attorney general would be the one who prosecutes.
Oftentimes, it's the person.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay.
We didn't get a vote to adjourn the meeting.
Wait, did we say yes?
We can't do that.
Did we get votes or not?
No, we did not.
We did, okay, the mayor says yes.
Well,
You know what, y'all need to take that rest of the meeting.
hey, Darryl. Hey, if everybody wants to sit here and talk, we can.
Wow.
We can sit and have a discussion.
Brain, man.
You know? Just because the meeting's over don't mean we can't have dialogue.
Right.
You know? Because we don't have any secrets. We don't take secret votes and do everything in secret. You know?
Seems like your attorney he ain't on the same page with the whole group.
Yeah, it's like we don't care about any laws that are designed to protect people. The attorney says federal and state. And the auditor is recommending that in every report that Belridge adopt the Whistleblowers Act, what never gets done. A Whistleblower Act never passes by this board. Even though it's federal and state law, you know?
Put the news on
And we have another secret meeting, you know?
Guys, just drop it. Come on.
Okay.
Okay.
What a bunch of bullshit. No.
Sure. What's that? I got it. Sure, I tell you. Yeah, probably get down there.
That's total bullshit. You know?
Before your dad.
You know what happened? What a fucking scam.
Like I tell them all, I'm 72 years old, I still I'm 72.
Yeah, I know. That's why doctors have malpractice insurance for people like the four boardrooms when they get dropped on their head. You know?
When you get that?
This is the most.
Okay, you want and let her know what happened. Okay. Yeah. But just call and make sure that, you know, that you report it. Okay. Okay, because I'm the mayor. Willie's mayor, the mayor.
March the 6th.
It's 5 o'clock, that's 5.
5:30.
5:30. Just, they can get here. They in the back room. They in the